Hello my loves, welcome back to the channel. This is a kitchen vlog. Today is, it's important I get my dates right. Today is Wednesday the 6th of August. So I'm just coming out of a pretty major week-long funk. You know what I mean by a funk, don't you? I've just been really low and really down and really kind of dismissive and couldn't be bothered, and you know, and this all right, let me take you back. So for those of you that don't know, for the last 2 weeks, last week and the week before, I was doing a 1 month trial as a PA, and I think if anybody knows the channel well, you pretty much know mine and Jason's politics. We are very liberal, not like, because you know, you say liberal and people are like, oh God, bleeding out, let anybody do anything. No, just liberal, you know, not like stupid. Anyway, the guy that I was PAing for was extremely right wing. Huge Nigel Farage supporter, watches GB News all the time, watches YouTube channels of these really scummy guys who think they're 10 men. I'm filming outside this immigrant hotel, that kind of thing. So I had quite a few locked horns with him, not like aggressively argue or anything, just, you know, disagreeing. So let me take you back to last Thursday, right? So I'd already had 2 weeks of this, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, this, and trying to kind of compartmentalise it, put it in a box somewhere and just kind of do my job. And then last Thursday, after yet another, like, you know, tough week, second one, I was on the bus from where I live into Oldham town centre, and there was this young girl on the bus. I have to take you through the whole situation so you know. So there was this young girl on the bus. I got on the bus and I sat upstairs on the left, and about 4 seats in front of me there was a young black girl sat on a seat, and then to the side but one down there was a young white girl sat on a seat, and these two girls were having a conversation, and it seemed like they'd just kind of finished a course together, or they'd been on something together and it had now ended. And so I won't go into a huge amount of detail because, you know, but this young girl on my right, it became very clear that her grandmother, who she clearly lived with most of the time, was in hospital and was going through some stuff where she was very confused a lot of the time. And her mum was in a rehab and fighting for custody of her, and she was hoping that her mum got custody of her because she thought it might do her mum good. Nothing about her, she thought it might do her mum good. And hearing this conversation between these two girls, and it became very clear that this young white girl was from a very dysfunctional family, had very few friends, wished she'd have spent more time with the black girl over whatever period they had spent together doing whatever they'd been doing at that time. And she said a lot of things. I really built up in a very short time, well, about 25 minutes. I really built up a picture of her life, of who she was, what she was surrounded by. And I was just gutted for her. I almost started crying on the bus, but I didn't. So I get into Oldham, and there's all sorts going through my head, and I'm thinking, you know, I so wanted to kind of reach out, but 56-year-old bloke on a bus talking to a teenage girl, what reason do I have for doing that other than to reach out? But how can that kind of thing come across? So I didn't. I was just like, I hope you're okay. I didn't say that, I just thought it. I hope you're okay, love. You seem like a bright girl, pretty switched on, and it's a real shame that you're having to deal with all of this. So I get uptown, I'm going for a haircut. I go down to the barber, I'm sat in my barber's chair, and I'm very grateful that he said what he said. And I was telling him about this on the bus just then, and I just said, she just really got to me. Like, I really wanted to just say, you need an old gay friend is what you need, love. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to reach out, but you can't take everyone under your wing, can you? And so I was telling my barber about it, and he said, you know what though, Paul? Sometimes people like that who've been through adversity, and there's still clearly some bright cognitive ability going on there, they're the ones that come out really strong on the other side. And I was like, Ian, thank you for that. I needed that. I really needed that at that moment. And I thought, you know, maybe she will become a really strong person. Maybe she already is a really strong person. So I went about my day, got my hair cut, went up to the cafe in Oldham, had a coffee, chatted to all my friends, chatted about the job, and said I don't know if it's going to last because we're very different people politically, and of course, me being me, I can't just nod and smile because that's fake ass shit and I just can't do it. And then I thought, right, I'm going to go and have one more look at the Grange Arts Centre. Now, if you've missed when it's been mentioned before, the Grange Arts Centre, also known as the Grange Theatre, was a fully working, beautiful little theatre on the Oldham College campus grounds, and it was a fantastic place for the performing arts students and the technical theatre technician students and the sound engineers and the lighting people. It was a fantastic place for all of us to learn our trade. It was built in 1975, and we found out this year that it was going to be demolished. Jason and I made a vlog, a heartbroken goodbye to the Grange, which I'll link down there in the first comment should you fancy having a look. And we've captured lots of moments, including moments while it was being demolished. There was a very poignant moment where I just said to Jason one day, and we talk about serendipity, I said, I want to go and have a look again. We'd already been and made the vlog. When we made the vlog, there was still access down to the doors and the stairs and everything. And one of our old college friends had posted on Facebook that the stairs had already gone, the stairs down to it, and you know, the demolition was about to begin. So I just said to Jay one day, we'd been to Sainsbury's, and I said I really want to go, like, I really want to go and have a look. We went and had a look, and the front of the building was already gone. And it was poignant because there was a wall which we assume was the office, like the, you know, the office, that was full of theatre posters. I'll show you the picture here. We captured that moment. So I decided to go down again, and the building is now gone, like pretty much. It's just all being sorted into piles, you know, like they do when they do demolition and they've got a grabber. So it's all being sorted into piles. And here's another picture of that moment. While I'm sat there in tears, because I cannot stress to you how special the Grange Art Centre was, and how many personal links there are to it. While I'm sat there crying, my phone rings. It's the guy that I've been PAing for. He says, "Hi, you know, I was giving you a 1 month trial. Well, I'm not happy with you, so I'm going to end it, but I'll pay you for a day next week until you find something else." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, thank you for letting me know, and all the very best to you." Took that phone call whilst I'm sat outside the Grange, watching a huge part of my history become dust. And again, didn't think much of it. Came home, posted a few pictures, did a live on Friday night, which was, you know, okay. Spent the weekend with Jason, and then Monday morning came, and Jason went to work, and I didn't get dressed. I just didn't get dressed. I didn't do anything other than trying once again, as I'd been trying all weekend, to get the new computer that we'd bought set up and working. This was Monday. Turned out I had to box it back up and return it. So, little thing after little thing after little thing after little thing after little thing soon builds up to become a big thing. Yesterday, Tuesday, I got up again, didn't get dressed, and then I thought, I'm in a funk, aren't I? That's what this is. Last week has pushed me into a funk, and I need to get myself out of it. So I started to, I went through all this, like, I should vlog this, I should do a vlog about this, but I couldn't be bothered. So, anyway, I ended up recording the following very short segment, and I'm going to add it because I want it to be there for me later, because I want to be aware of that in me. So here's what I recorded yesterday. Oh, you know what, I'm just going to start this thing and hope for the best, and whatever. If I end up uploading it, great. If I don't, whatever. I just sat for ages thinking to myself, the way I'm feeling now, I should make a vlog. I should definitely make a vlog, because, you know, one, it'll help me, and two, knock-on effects, it might help other people. And then I was like, oh, I can't be bothered putting my contact lenses in and doing my hair and putting a different top on and getting the camera out and getting a light out and shutting the blinds and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, well, don't then, don't, then just get your mobile phone and put it on a stand. And so here I am in the kitchen in some kind of mock kitchen vlog, because last Thursday Isis is now scratching at the back door to come in, so give me a second. I knew you wouldn't stay out there. It's too windy for you, kid. It's too windy for you. Surely you knew that. She clearly didn't know that. Hey, yeah. Hello. Hello. Thank you for coming and saying hello. Come here for a second. I know, but people just want to say a quick hi. That's all. Quick hi. Sorry. Here we go. Okay, she's happy. Right. Today is I believe it's the second Tuesday. I'll put the date here. I believe it's the second Tuesday in August. And last Thursday, after a pretty tough second week in a 1-month trial of a new job to be a PA, which was Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, I was on the bus on the way to Oldham town centre. So yeah, it's, and I watched that back afterwards and then acknowledged, yes, Paul, you are in a funk and you need to get yourself out of it. This was yesterday. So I thought, right, I'm going to get up tomorrow. I'm going to text my friend Lauren, who's just been made redundant from her job at Keyring, the company I worked for. And I texted her and said, I'm going uptown tomorrow, do you fancy meeting for a brew? Because I knew this was her first week out of a job and she'd be feeling quite heavy. And she was like, yeah, I need to get out of this house, be lovely to meet you. So I got up this morning, had my coffee with my husband, waved him off to work, had a shave, had a wash, put some cream and moisturiser on my face, which I haven't done for a couple of days. Got dressed, went uptown. Can you see those noodles there? Them are for Jason at work next week. I said I'll get you some noodles. Went uptown, had a coffee, still acknowledging I'm not quite fully out of this funk yet. I'm gonna give myself this week. It's okay. It's okay. Things got too much. And it kind of crumpled me in a bit, but I noticed before I was a little crumpled ball of paper, and I sprung out again. And I'm not fully sprung out yet, but I fought the funk, and I won. I fought the funk, but I won. I fought the funk and I won. And I thought it was important to share this with you. And it's important for me to acknowledge it for myself, which is the main purpose of making this vlog, truth be known. Now, I don't need anyone to tell me how it takes as much time as you need. I'm not taking any time. These aren't cries for help. I actually go very quiet, like I did, and don't do anything. I've got myself out of this. So I don't need any recommendations for ways to get myself out of this. I'm acknowledging to you now that I already have. I only say that because you do find when you share things on social media, people tend to do the whole, you've got this. Yeah, I know, I just said that. You know, rather than kind of saying, good on you, Paul. Which is what I would do with somebody. If somebody said, I've just been through a really shitty period, but I'm coming out of it now. I'd be like, well done for acknowledging and owning that. Good on you. No, you've got this. You can get through this. They've already said that. I know people mean well. People do mean well. Sometimes they don't think about what they're saying though. So yeah, I've had a real bit of a funk, and it was triggered by lots of, well, I mean, some of them were quite big, actually. But it's always good to acknowledge them, own them, face them. Say, okay, I'm going to deal with you. I see you, you little... Can I say shit? You little shit. And I am happy to report that these kind of funks have, as I age, they become a lot less common. And they also hide well. Do you know what I mean? It's like, sometimes it takes me a minute to realise, okay, right, okay, I see what's happening here. I'm not feeling right. I'm not particularly happy. This is all manifesting in this way. I'm not doing what I should to make myself feel better. And these things are really important to own, to acknowledge, because what's the old saying? You can't change what you don't acknowledge. I love that one. Say it with me. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. You have to acknowledge things before you change them. So I'm glad I had that moment yesterday, because looking back on it made me very aware of where I was and where I was heading, and I had no intentions of going there. So it was pull myself up by the bootstraps, get myself together, get a wash, get a bath, get a wash, cream my face up, meet a friend, have a chat, you know, all bits. So, you can see why I wanted to do this kitchen vlog, why I wanted to do it yesterday, but didn't have, I wasn't ready. Today I'm ready. I hope that I can get some more work from the agency that offered me through which I got the PA work. Clearly that wasn't for me. But I do know and happily own that I am a great support worker and PA with the right person. But I won't nod along when I know things are wrong. Or when I completely disagree with you. If I disagree with you, I will tell you that I disagree with you, because I have to. That's who I am as a person. I can't just stay quiet. And you know what? In this day and age, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to. In this world where we are at the moment with Trump, I can't even talk about half the things he's doing, but what I have become very aware of over this last couple of weeks, and one of the reasons that I'm very glad of that PA work with that particular gentleman, one of the things I am aware of now is that Nigel Farage and the entire Reform Party are really, really dangerous. What people seem to forget is that what Farage is going on about more than anything is people coming to the UK on boats. What he never mentions, or has completely failed to mention thus far, is that him, as one of the big pushers of Brexit, started all this. There were no boats before Brexit because we had an agreement that people could be sent back to wherever they initially landed, be that Greece or France or whatever. Well, all that went when we came out of the EU. So he never tells you that bit. He never tells you that he's now fighting a symptom of the very thing he pushed for, which was Brexit. He is a very wealthy, very dangerous man who only thinks about is very much like Trump. It's all about him and his standing and how important he feels and how rich he is, and that's dangerous. So it's something I'm always going to speak up against, I'm afraid. So as I said at the start, today is Wednesday the 6th of August. I am very thankful to be coming out of almost a week-long funk where the only time I felt okay is when I've been with Jason, which is a good thing really, isn't it? Because that shows me that he is my I dread to use the word because we know how it annoys the maggers. He's my safe space. He's my soft place to fall. He's my shoulder to cry on. He's my support network. He's my scaffolding when I feel a bit wobbly, and vice versa. That's what we've always been for each other. I'm feeling a bit hoarse today. I sound a bit hoarse and all, don't I? I'm not. Perhaps it's just I've been talking more today than I have for, recent times. Anyway, I'll bring this one to a close now. I fought the funk. And I'm winning. And there's still a little way to go. And hopefully I get some more work soon, and hopefully we find and source a computer that works and is all fine. And I'm probably going to upload this today, which is Wednesday. We've got a little taste test that we'll be uploading either tomorrow or Friday, and then we're live on Sunday. So thank you for taking the time to watch this. And I hope you're okay, and if you're not, I hope that you've got the strength to get yourself out of the funk, because you deserve it, just like I do. Please don't forget that. We deserve nice things. Anyway, please, will you all be excellent to yourselves and each other. Lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye, loves.